a lot of our mutual friends have been texting me every few hours. How's he holding up? Let's just hear it straight from the horse's mouth. How you doing, Eric?
I mean, I don't think it's set in quite yet. It all happened so fast. This last week is a blur to me. It feels like it's been 6 months already. I started out in Iowa, being inducted into the TNT Hall of Fame. Got to hang with JBL and Jerry Briscoe and a bunch of other great people. Saw Tank Abbott there, and it was such a high note for me. I mean, and I do, before we get into everything else, just a shout out to Gloria and everybody over at the TNT Hall of Fame in Waterloo, Iowa. Just a really, really great experience, and it meant a lot to me. And I left Iowa to go to Las Vegas because I was planning on shooting some interviews with Chael
Actually, you went to
Sonnen.
New York. You went to New York
Oh,
first.
that's right. I went to New York. That's right. I went right from Iowa to New York to do Fox and Friends and announce our partnership with Fox for Real American Freestyle, which was kind of a big deal. And I was wishing so badly that Hulk was there. And so was everybody else, particularly at Fox. They really, really loved Hulk and were anxious to do more with him. Got that done, flew to Las Vegas the next day, and I was there to shoot interviews with Chael Sonnen, who is our play-by-play commentator for Real American Freestyle, and Bubba Jenkins, who is our play-by-play man. And I'm going to tell you the story just to get it out, because it's how I keep things in order in my head. But about 6:30 or so Thursday morning, Las Vegas time, I get a text from a good man, Mike Johnson, PW Insider. And Mike sent me a text. He said, "Hey, just giving you a heads up." Mike said, "I'm not going to run with this story because it's not confirmed," which is why I have so much freaking respect for Mike Johnson and PW Insider as well, Dave Shear. But he said, "I'm not going to run with the story, but here's what I'm hearing is going on." Again, I was down at Starbucks waiting for them to open so I could get a cup of coffee, and I get this text. And I go back up to my room. I thought, okay, I'm going to track this down. I thought I'd call Nick, Hulk's son, and get a read on what was happening, see if anything was serious. So I put my key card in the room, walked in the room, and of course, I have the television on as background noise, probably 24/7, and it was on Fox News. So I walk into my room, I sit down on my bed, I pull out my phone, start to dial Nick, and then Fox News broke the story. And they used a clip from an interview that Hulk and I did on Fox and Friends. I think it was on May 1st, whatever the date was, a couple weeks ago, a month ago, whatever. And that's how I found out. And from that point forward, I've either been on my phone, on text, or shooting interviews with Chael and Bubba. I got done with that, got home last night, and it's finally now sinking in, but it's surreal, man. It's not just, in my case, losing one of my best friends. That's a big enough deal. But everywhere I look for the last 2 days, it's Hulk Hogan. He's all over the news. He's all over social media, and the outpouring of good stuff makes me smile. No, this is going to be just not going to be easy. Wow. So it's just starting to sink in, and it will, and we'll go about our business, because that's what he would do. He'd be kicking my ass if he thought I was moping around and, as he would say, missing a beat. Brother, you miss a beat, brother. So yeah, we'll adjust and we'll keep moving forward.
We are live right now on YouTube at 83weeks.com. If you've got a question or a memory about Hulk Hogan, we want to hear from you. Eric, I did get some text last night. WWE did a really nice tribute to Hulk on SmackDown. And I was so proud to see front and center our great close personal friends, Jerry Briscoe, Bruce Pritchard, and certainly one of Hulk's very best friends, Jimmy Hart, right there front and center with Triple H and Cody and all the stars of today. And of course, legends from the past like Brian Blair and Ted DiBiase. Were were you at all interested or tempted or invited to go to Cleveland and be a part of that tribute last night, Eric?
Oh, sure, sure. Like I said, I was shooting. I mean, I went from reading the news or seeing the news on television, um, made one or two phone calls and a text or two, and then I had to be on location to shoot interviews all day. So I didn't really, I just didn't have time to process. And of course, I was on camera, so I had to shift gears. I couldn't allow myself to think about it at all. Otherwise, I couldn't have gotten through the day. But when I got through the day, I went back to my room, and I had only slept about 3 hours the night before. So I was already well in the hole. But then after going, finding the news out first thing in the morning and then, working all day, I got to my room and I was just exhausted. And I fell asleep for about an hour and a half or 2 hours. And my phone was on silent. Of course, when I woke up, I saw I had a couple missed calls. Paul Levesque called, or texted, I should say, and Bruce and you. I mean, you guys were all trying to find me. And I was out. I was unconscious. And then when I woke up, I talked to Bruce right away, and I went to my phone and started looking at flights. And unfortunately, because I was in Las Vegas, the soonest I could have possibly got into Cleveland was like 6:48 p.m. And that's if everything goes right. And I don't know if you've been flying commercially much lately, but it doesn't go right. It very rarely goes right. And I just thought, man, to go through all that and only make it halfway and get stuck in Denver or something, I said, I can't do it. But they did invite me, and I wished I could have been there. I would have loved to have been there. And I watched it when it was over. I saw it. And I so grateful to Paul, to Bruce, Nick Khan, the entire team at WWE, because they really did. They did a good thing.
Hey, y'all, take a look at this. This is what our household debt service looks like. It turns out right now America is paying like almost 12% of their income to just pay old debt, old high interest rate debt. I'm talking to you. I mean, take a look at the way this is built over time. It really is unbelievable. And what I'm suggesting is, why don't we go ahead and use some of our newfound equity to make our life a whole heck of a lot easier? We just did this with our man Justin there in Knoxville, Tennessee. We hooked him up at savewitheric.com. He was looking to do some home remodeling and he wanted to pay off some debt. Well, check out these before and after photos. Justin was able to use the cash out of his equity in his house to turn his house into his dream home, and he did it with no money out of pocket. This is the way he wanted his house to look all along. He just needed the cash. Well, the cash was hiding in his equity. Not only that, we found enough equity to pay off all of his debt. Justin got to skip his next two house payments. Like if you went to savewitheric.com today, you wouldn't make a payment in August or in September. You're done until October 1st. Now, once we did all of this for Justin, I know what you're thinking. All right, he got rid of his debt. He got some cash to remodel his house. How much did his payments go up? He's saving over $1,000 a month. But how much can you save? Find out right now for free at savewitheric.com. I'm telling you, if you've got credit card debt, it's not a matter of if we can save you money. It's a matter of how much. Let Eric Bischoff and his team run the numbers for you, just like we did for Justin. There's no cost. There's no obligation. And if we can't save you some cash, we won't waste your time. Go right now to savewitheric.com. By the way, you'll also get our year 3 guarantee. You know, all the experts tend to agree that interest rates are going to fall in the next few years, but we don't want you to miss out. You don't want to continue to overpay right now and just hope things get better. Hope's not a strategy. Let's start saving money today. And if and when those rates fall, you won't miss out. We'll throw you another refinance with no new lender fees. That's going to give you the peace of mind of saving the most money now and not wasting money later. What are you waiting for? Let's make life a little easier at savewitheric.com. NMLS number 2129, equal housing lender, savewitheric.com.